Hello, I am back again with another video to share about my time experience when I was a grocer for Wegmans in the Astor Place location. Previously, I shared about my intake on my job reviews, experience, and thoughts working at Wegmans supermarket. So now I will be sharing about during the time what I went through working there during my time during my times working as a Wegmans employee. Why and how it ended to last in such a short amount of time for me. I lasted in Wegmans in a short amount of time of like 4 months, and I didn't realize how short it had been, but the experience for me was that everything was moving fast. Everything had to move fast, like if it's like no time was of the essence or time was the limit. It was, well, I wasn't given enough time to get acquainted, not enough to feel settled, like in the area working that was kind of very foreign and a different field of environment for me. I wasn't given the like enough chances to being allowed to like pace myself, to take things one step at a time, something like that. But there was some times in getting to know some of the other employees amongst my rank position. But as for the people from the leading position, they hardly made time getting to know with the employees, or maybe just not with me, but they are, well, maybe much too busy around the clock though, but that's what I experience. But I also believe, I don't think they may know how to start off like approaching to and getting to know the employees, like when is it the right time, or say the reasonable moment to conversing with the employees and such. For me though, management's approach was a tad bit abrasive, but and also lacking at the same time. If it's though they already have like, and that word may not fit to what I experience, the definition of the action, but I want to say the word hindsight. So it's like if it's though they already have like a hindsight about what they believe, they have a clue who are not as an employee but also as a person other than a store representative in Wegmans, which I extremely doubted. I doubt believing they had a clue who they encounters. I don't believe it. I really don't. Their approach to me was disturbing, just uncomfortable. They weren't allowing it, like, it felt that way though. It felt they weren't allowing enough time, both from management and HR. So to move on. Now, not only was um, a lot of pressure for me, but also trying to get along with other employees was a little challenging, but comfortable at the same time because I was in the same rank position as they were. I made myself believe we were working on the same level, giving and doing the same task or say amount of work responsibilities as well, um, be treated the same way, like as a unit, as equal employees, kind of, um, where we kind of in the same place all together, regardless. We all shared the same things in the job. Well, that was not the case, or say that was besides the point. And it didn't turn out to be that way during my brief short moments there. It just didn't. Now, like I had mentioned before, there was this practice attempt of favoritism, trying to like play favorites, sort of like dividing amongst the teams. But I'll mention about that later on. Um, so to keep on going, before I started off working at Wegmans, I was a home health aide for 13 years. And my time in that was like long enough for me. So I took the advantage to taking like a year off from employment um, until my account was running low. um, so that's when I started off job searching, other than working back as a caregiver. Um, I applied whatever fits the kind of level of experience I have. I applied for every supermarket, whichever offered a reasonable pay rate, and the amount of hours didn't make much difference to me at the time. Just a little good pay rate I was looking for. But just about every retail rejected me for some reasons. Um, I'm assuming probably because of my age, since I'm middle age, but I'm also assuming if that was the case, then I don't believe people in retail have an idea about people that are middle age working in the health field. I don't believe they don't know how people like working in the health field. I don't think they have a clue how somebody like me knows how we move. I mean, I'm sure it's maybe the same, what the same as working in retail, if working on like backstock and supply and having to handle like a lot of physical movement, maneuvers, stuff like that. Yeah. Well, fortunate enough, Wegmans gave me the chance. They took a chance. So why couldn't they take another chance? Anyways, um, Wegmans was not the only ones that called me in on an interview, to want to interview me. And here was the thing: the interview with Wegmans was a day after the interview I was to have with the other company. So that was for me like interview day one, and then interview day two, which that was for the interview day two with Wegmans. But before those days, a few days ago, a family member of mine passed away. This was a couple of days before I was to have the interview. So in that moment, I was at like a downward moment. It was a downward moment for me and my family, and being that I had to be ready for these interviews, I had to struggle for myself to stay focused and put aside from having to take time to grieve over a loss. So before the face-to-face interview with Wegmans, I almost forgot. There was the telephone interview. So there was going through the interview steps. Um, the first step of the interview is by phone. And the second step of the interview is by appointment for the face to face interview. Um, unless you've managed to pass for the first interview. So I went to the first interview, which that was on Monday, um, with the other company, not with Wegman, the other company. Um, Wegman's interview was on Tuesday, and right on the spot, I'm hired. I got the job. Great. Then the next day came for the interview with Wegmans. For this one, though, I had to wait whether I got the job um, that I passed for the second interview or not. And if I didn't, it was fortunate I had working for the other company, which had already offered me the job. And their offer pay rate was 3 times more than what Wegmans pay rate they offered. But my reason that I had chosen going for Wegmans was because of the travel. It was easy commute for me. For the other company that's located in Queens, the JFK. But as for Wegmans, their locations they're located in Manhattan. So like, think about it. What else? But fortunate enough, again, at the time, I was able to pass the interview and got hired in for the job position. As for the other company, I contacted them, letting them know I accepted a job position I applied for someplace else. And I did let them know that I was going to, like, for another job interview, which I didn't tell them I was getting another job interview at Wegmans. What did I just say? Wegmans. But then again, why should I? Anyway, so look, my experience in Wegmans, it went from not so bad to a disappointment and a bit of a disaster in that location. And I don't know about the company itself. I'm just will be sharing about those little moments I had over there for 4 months. And but there's also like at least a month in Astor Place. Um, Actually, it was like almost like at least 2 months in Astor Place because I started in late July, but that wouldn't count. Um, I I received to start the training in August of last year for 2 weeks, and then to then to arrive at the Astor Place location straight after the training. But then there was some sidetrack, so we were to return back to the Wegmans Brooklyn location, and then once again we have to return back to the Wegmans Astor Place, which that was in September. So I was there at the Astor Place location September, October, November, and then I was let go in early December. But that too cannot be counted for. I don't think that should be counted for. It had to be just for 4 months. So August, September, October, and November. That's how long I worked for. I'm gonna say I worked for the company, and I was only I there for in Astor Place for almost 3 months, or almost 3 months. So it set the question: would you feel safe working in that particular location? That's the question.